Ambassador Kethtar of the Voidian Empire stood before the massive view screen in the Galactic Council chambers, his 6 eyes gleaming with satisfaction. Representatives from 1,000 civilizations had gathered for this historic moment, first contact with the species called humans from Sol 3. Esteemed council members, Kethtar's voice echoed through the translation matrix. We have monitored this primitive species for 7 cycles. They possess crude, faster-than-light technology, but their methods are chaotic and dangerous. The chamber buzzed with agreement. Crystalline beings chimed disapproval, while insectoid delegates clicked their mandibles. In the energy being section, the ethereal observers flickered with concern. Their crimes against cosmic order are numerous, Kethtar continued, consulting his holographic notes. Reckless stellar experimentation, uncontrolled artificial intelligence development, and most disturbing, preliminary attempts at black hole weaponization. Gasps echoed through the chamber. Even by galactic standards, weaponizing black holes was considered beyond reckless. It was cosmic suicide. They've also begun what they call terraforming, brutally reshaping entire worlds to suit their biology. Their expansion shows no regard for established territorial boundaries or environmental protocols. The ancient void whales, eldest members of the council, rumbled their displeasure. These humans clearly lacked the wisdom for galactic citizenship. The solution is obvious, Kethtar declared. Standard Protocol 7, complete technological restriction and population relocation. They will cease all dangerous research immediately, submit to council oversight, and relocate to designated primitive worlds suitable for their development level. He paused for dramatic effect, his ceremonial robes shimmering under the chamber's lights. Should they refuse, the Sol system will be sterilized. This is not negotiation, this is notification. The vote was swift and unanimous. 3,000 civilizations agreed. Humanity posed an unacceptable risk to galactic stability. Within hours, the message would be transmitted to Earth, giving them 30 standard days to comply. Kethtar smiled, confident this would proceed like every other primitive species intervention. They always submitted. After all, what choice did they have against the combined might of the galaxy? He had no idea he was about to discover just how differently humans interpreted the word choice. Dr. Elena Rodriguez stared at the holographic display floating above her desk, her 3rd cup of coffee growing cold as she read the translated message for the 10th time. The underground facility beneath NORAD hummed with urgent activity as Earth's brightest minds grappled with humanity's first contact, and it was an ultimatum. Director, Lieutenant Commander James Harrison approached her station, his face grim. Linguistic analysis is complete. There's no ambiguity in their translation matrix. This is definitely a threat of extinction. Elena rubbed her temples, fighting off a headache. 30 Earth days to comply or face complete annihilation. The message was crystal clear. Abandon all advanced technology, submit to alien oversight, and relocate to appropriate worlds for primitive species development. What's our assessment of their capabilities? She asked Dr. Marcus Thompson, their lead physicist. Thompson pulled up a holographic analysis. Based on the transmission's quantum signatures, we're dealing with technology centuries beyond ours. Stellar-scale engineering, consciousness transfer, matter-energy conversion on industrial levels. They could probably turn our sun into a decorative lamp. General Patricia Williams joined the group, her tablet displaying military readiness reports. Every nation on Earth is mobilizing, but let's be honest, if they can sterilize solar systems, conventional warfare is pointless. The room fell silent. Elena looked around at the faces of Earth's finest scientists, strategists, and military leaders, all wrestling with the same terrifying reality. Humanity had just been told to kneel or die by beings that could erase them with a thought. So, what's our response? Harrison asked quietly. Elena was quiet for several minutes, her mind racing through possibilities, consequences, and implications. Then something shifted in her expression, a spark of the same curiosity that had driven humans to split atoms and reach for the stars. "We thank them," she said simply. The room erupted in confused voices, but Elena held up her hand. "They've just given us the most valuable intelligence in human history. They've told us exactly what technologies we need to develop, and they've given us a deadline." She smiled grimly. Time to show them what humans do when cornered. The reply from Earth reached the Galactic Council exactly 29 days and 23 hours after the ultimatum. Ambassador Kethtar had prepared for the usual responses: desperate begging, futile negotiations, or defiant final words. What appeared on his translation screen left him staring in complete bewilderment. "Honored members of the Galactic Council," the message began formally, "we have received your communication regarding our technological development. We wish to express our sincere gratitude for bringing these matters to our attention." Keftar's 6 eyes blinked in sequence, a sign of extreme confusion among his species. He continued reading with growing unease. "Your ultimatum has been invaluable in clarifying several questions that have long puzzled our species. Most importantly, you have confirmed we are not alone in the universe and provided crucial intelligence about galactic civilization standards. This wasn't how primitive species responded to extinction threats. Where was the fear, the submission? We are particularly grateful for the detailed specifications regarding our dangerous technologies. Your comprehensive list has served as an excellent research roadmap, highlighting development avenues we had not yet fully explored. The warnings about weaponizing black holes were especially enlightening. We had only theoretical frameworks for such applications." Kethtar's blood turned cold. Surely they couldn't mean. "Your concerns about our terraforming efforts and artificial intelligence development have also been noted with great interest. We appreciate the galaxy's perspective on these matters." The message's tone remained unfailingly polite, almost cheerful. "In the spirit of cooperation, we respectfully request a brief extension to your generous 30-day timeline. An additional 24 hours should prove sufficient to prepare our final response and demonstrate our commitment to meeting galactic standards." The transmission concluded with formal expressions of appreciation and a promise to address your concerns in a manner befitting the gravity of the situation. Keftar immediately called an emergency council session. As delegates scrambled to reconvene, he couldn't shake the growing certainty that they had just made a catastrophic error in judgment. Something in that message's polite gratitude terrified him more than any threat ever could. What happened in those 24 hours would be studied by xenosociologists for millennia as the most efficient resource mobilization in galactic history. Elena Rodriguez hadn't slept in 40 hours. The underground facility beneath the Atacama Desert hummed with frantic energy as humanity's greatest minds executed Project Gratitude, their response to the galactic ultimatum. "Status report," she called, entering the main laboratory where holographic displays showed activity across the solar system. Dr. Thompson looked up from quantum calculations, his eyes bloodshot but blazing with excitement. "Quantum entanglement network is operational. We've linked every major facility on Earth, Luna, Mars, and the asteroid colonies. Real-time coordination across 4 billion kilometers." "The Black Hole Project?" Elena asked, consulting her tablet. 3 microsingularities stabilized and weaponized," replied Dr. Yuki Tanaka, their exotic matter specialist. "Turns out their warning included just enough technical specifications to reverse engineer the containment process. They're more stable than our theoretical models predicted." General Williams approached with military reports. "Global coordination complete. Every nation contributed personnel and resources. The space elevators are running at maximum capacity, and our automated shipyards have exceeded all projections." Elena nodded, then asked the question that made her stomach clench. "The special project?" "Gaia Protocol is ready for activation," Williams confirmed grimly. "Though I still think you've lost your mind proposing it." Elena smiled tiredly. "Maybe, but if we're thanking them, we should be thorough. Across the solar system, human ingenuity operated at unprecedented levels. On Luna, massive electromagnetic accelerators took shape. In the asteroid belt, mining operations extracted exotic materials at impossible rates. Mars had become a single, coordinated industrial complex. But the real work happened in Earth's oceans, where something unprecedented was being born. Dr. Rodriguez, a technician, called out, "Deep Ocean Facilities report Gaia integration at 97%. Planetary consciousness network approaching full synchronization." Elena took a deep breath. "Excellent. Let's show our guests that humans know how to say thank you properly." Above them, sensors detected the Galactic Council's enforcement fleet dropping out of hyperspace. Admiral Vexloth's enforcement fleet emerged from hyperspace at Sol's edge, expecting to find a cowering primitive civilization. Instead, his sensors immediately began screaming warnings that made his command crew recoil in alarm. "Admiral," his tactical officer reported, voice tight with disbelief. "Massive energy signatures detected throughout the system. The humans have been extremely busy." The tactical display updated, revealing a solar system transformed beyond recognition in mere hours. The asteroid belt moved in perfect geometric formations, clearly under artificial control. Mars blazed with industrial heat signatures that defied planetary physics. And Luna, by the void, Vexloth whispered, staring at Earth's moon, "What have they done?" Luna's entire surface pulsed with geometric energy patterns. Colossal structures jutted skyward like metallic mountains, all aimed directly at his fleet with targeting precision that made his shields feel inadequate. "Admiral, incoming transmission from Earth," communications announced nervously. "Put it through," Vexloth ordered, though his confidence was evaporating rapidly. Elena Rodriguez appeared on screen, smiling warmly as if greeting old friends. "Greetings, Admiral Vexloth of the Hegemony Enforcement Fleet. We hope you had a pleasant journey. We're so grateful you could make it." "How do you know my name?" Vexloth demanded, his voice cracking slightly. "Your fleet's quantum signatures were remarkably easy to track once we understood the underlying principles," Elena replied pleasantly. "We've been monitoring your approach for 6 hours, ensuring everything was perfect for your arrival." "Perfect for what?" Vexloth managed, glancing at his tactical display where impossible energy readings continued climbing. Elena's smile widened with genuine enthusiasm. "A demonstration of our gratitude, naturally. Your ultimatum provided incredibly focused development guidance. In just 24 hours, we've successfully implemented several technologies you mentioned." Her tactical officer whispered urgently in Vexloth's ear. The Admiral's face went ashen. "You've what?" "Well," Elena consulted her tablet cheerfully, "we've weaponized 3 black holes, established quantum entanglement networks, achieved industrial-scale matter-energy conversion, and completed our first planetary consciousness integration." She paused apologetically. "Oh, and we've pioneered aggressive terraforming. Would you like to see that demonstration?" Before Admiral Vexloth could respond, his sensors detected impossible movement in Earth's oceans. The planet's water began swirling in patterns that violated every law of physics he understood. "What exactly is aggressive terraforming?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. "I'm delighted you asked," Elena replied enthusiastically. "When you mentioned relocating our population to appropriate worlds, we realized we should develop technology to make any world appropriate for us." Earth's oceans rose, not randomly, but deliberately, forming shapes that stretched from seafloor to stratosphere. Massive, impossible geometries that pulsed with bioluminescent intelligence. The breakthrough, Elena continued conversationally, was networking every microorganism on the planet through quantum entanglement. Once we achieved planetary consciousness integration, Vexloth watched in absolute horror as Earth's entire biosphere became a single, coordinated entity. The ocean had formed itself into a creature of continental proportions. When its eyes, each larger than his flagship, focused on the fleet, Every alarm on every ship began screaming. "Meet Gaia," Elena said fondly. "She's quite protective of her children." The creature's mouth opened, revealing an interior that blazed with stellar fire. When it spoke, its voice resonated across every frequency simultaneously, bypassing their communication systems entirely. "Welcome, visitors. Elena tells me you have concerns about my children's development. Shall we discuss?" Every ship in Vexloth's fleet was scanned by technology that penetrated their shields like tissue paper. Weapons, defenses, life support, everything analyzed and cataloged in microseconds. "As promised," Elena continued cheerfully, "we've prepared gifts to express our appreciation." "Gifts?" Vexloth squeaked. "3 demonstrations, actually. The first is approaching now." An object the size of Luna materialized beside the fleet. A weaponized black hole contained within crystalline matrices that made space itself bend visibly around it. "Completely stable," Elena assured him. "Perfectly safe, provided nobody attempts hostile action." Vexloth's tactical display showed readings that shouldn't exist. His enforcement fleet, pride of the galactic military, suddenly felt like toys floating in a bathtub. "Now for the second gift," Elena said, her smile growing impossibly brighter. The Galactic Council chambers had never witnessed such silence. Ambassador Keftar stood before 3,000 species, his 6 eyes still wide with shock as he delivered his report on the Sol System incident. "Let me understand correctly," the crystalline collective's representative chimed, their harmonious voice strained. "In 24 hours, this species developed every dangerous technology we listed and improved upon them?" "Correct," Keftar confirmed shakily. "Their weaponized black holes exceed our theoretical limits. Their matter-energy conversion is 4,000% more efficient than our best systems. And their planetary entity," he shuddered, "it appears capable of consuming stars." The ethereal observers flickered anxiously. Their second gift? Complete technical documentation. They shared blueprints for every technology they developed, with detailed implementation instructions. They said knowledge should be freely shared among friends. "And the third?" asked the hive mind of Zephyria. Keftar was quiet for a long moment. "An invitation. They've requested the entire council visit Earth for a cultural exchange and friendship summit. They want to collaborate." The chamber erupted in panicked discussions spanning millennia of civilized existence. "Admiral Vexloth's assessment?" the crystalline collective inquired. "He recommends immediate acceptance of their friendship and never threatening them again under any circumstances." Meanwhile, in the Sol System, Elena Rodriguez hosted a diplomatic dinner aboard Vexloth's newly upgraded flagship. Despite his initial terror, the Admiral found himself genuinely enjoying human hospitality. "How did your species advance so rapidly?" Vexloth asked, sampling something called pizza. Elena smiled warmly. "Admiral, we've theorized about these technologies for decades but lacked motivation to prioritize them. Your ultimatum wasn't a threat, it was a comprehensive development checklist." "A checklist?" "Every technology you mentioned as dangerous was something we'd already imagined but hadn't pursued. You gave us a roadmap to galactic-level advancement and motivation to achieve it quickly." She raised her glass. "To the Galactic Council, for helping humanity realize that the most dangerous response to a threat isn't defiance. Sometimes it's gratitude." Vexloth raised his own glass with a trembling hand. "To humanity, the most terrifying friends the galaxy has ever made."